Greetings folks. Apologies, but it's been a bit of a time since my last video. Work went crazy nuts basically during the latter part of June and nearly all of July, so much so that I decided to extend my horse and musket month I started theming in June to July. Well, that's my excuse, I'm sticking to it. Anyway, here is the second and final for now part of my AWI project. I am looking forward to starting a Rebels and Patriots campaign sometime soon, but you may recall in the first video for this project I mentioned how I had brought some AWI models cheaply from a friend and was simply rebasing them, tarting up the painting and what have you, and that's what I've done here. So let's take you through the models I've added to the collection and talk about what might perhaps be to come in the future. Well, first of all, a little Hessian contingent. The Jaegers I've actually already put on the channel in a short that many of you will no doubt have seen. I was really pleased with those, enjoyed the paint. In fact, these I actually painted pretty much most of them rather than just tarting up painting that was there. It's really enjoyed doing that, and they've come out really nicely. The Hessian infantry at the back there. Okay, if anybody recognises them in terms of what manufacturer they are, I'd be interested to know, because like I say, I got them in a whole box of stuff quite cheaply from a friend. But yes, there they are. There's some Hessians there. In the works are some Hessian Grenadiers using front rank models, like that mounted officer there. So that will add to the Hessian contingent and possibly one more unit of Hessian infantry like those fellows. But yes, some Hessians. Next up, some cavalry. Same mystery manufacturer, as I was alluding to in the first part of this video. I think anyway. Quite like them. The basic painting that had been done on them was quite good. I just added a little bit of definition and shading and rebased them. And a little bit of detailing. But by and large, didn't have to do a lot of work on. I think it took 2 hours in total from start to finish, based on the painting that was already there, plus a little bit of time for the basing. Yeah, some light dragoons. Add a little bit of flavour. Some nicely animated models, actually. I do quite like them. Next up, Butler Rangers, well-known British Light Infantry Regiment from the period. Again, painting had been mostly done already. All I've done is added some shading and highlights to the flesh and sun detail, like the slings on the weapons, for example, and around the cuffs, and like I say, on the face. But yes, they've come out quite nicely, and then a bit of time for the basing to tie it in with the rest of it, some sort of forest floor style to represent the North American landscape. Yeah, Butler's Rangers. Next up, some Loyalist Militia that I suppose they could do at a pinch for some American militia as well, should I need to find some for that, although my friend Barry is providing the opposition on that score. But yes, again, same manufacturer, that I'm not certain which the manufacturer is. If anybody's got any ideas, I would love to hear about it, and would love to perhaps find some more models if they're still around. But anyway, there we go. It's a bit of Loyalist Militia. Similar style to the others in terms of the painting. A lot of it had been done. All I've done is added some detail work, like some highlighting to the clothing and the faces, and a bit of detail work on the drum there. So not a lot of extra effort required by me, other than tarting it up a little bit, getting rid of some chipping, and doing the basing. I need to get a standard for that one actually, but I'll do that in the fullness of time. Actually, what I'm doing a lot at the moment is using regiments, in inverted commas, in 12s for Lion Rampant, but making them as 16s for bigger games. But yes, there we go, some Loyalist Militia. Next up, a couple of artillery pieces, and I must admit, here I've gotten lazy. The painting is not the most brilliant on the crewmen. All I've done is just stuck them to the base and then done the basing. I was getting a little lazy and impatient at wanting stuff to get on the table as quick as I could. I've actually had one of these, I think it was this one, done for a while now, and in the tester game myself and Barry had, of Rebels and Patriots, it performed reasonably well. But yeah, there's a couple of artillery pieces. I doubt I'll be adding to this a great deal in terms of extra artillery. I may well revisit the crewmen because, like I say, I've not touched the painting on those. All I've done is just glued them to the base. I may well revisit them, however. But there we go, some artillery. Last but not least, some Native Americans, Indian skirmishers. Funny enough, what started me ferreting around this box of goodies, AWI goodies that my friend Tiger had for sale, was the interest in finding some of these fellows to go with some of the Warlord plastics I had, which are over there in the cupboard somewhere. Do excuse the dirty washing. But as it turned out, I ended up sort of sorting all these out as well. But yes, I've got quite a few more of these still to go. But this little unit here, skirmishers, were a very good shout for MVP when Barry and I had a game recently. Yes, certainly look to include them in my force going forward. They were very useful. But there we go, some Native American skirmishers. And I've got quite a few more of these to go. So yes, there we have it. The stuff I showed you in my previous video, plus the ones I've just been showing off. Plenty there to be enjoying a few skirmishes of rebels and patriots with, and the beginnings of a larger force for bigger games using perhaps black powder or valor and fortitude, who knows. What's coming next? Well, nothing for a while for this, because I've got this ready quite quickly, relatively speaking. Sneak preview of something that's to come now. I'm building a couple of more bases of British Grenadiers. Other things in the pipeline, some Hessian Grenadiers and some British Light Infantry, all of which I'll be painting from scratch rather than simply tarting up somebody's existing painting. Excuse me. But yes, and there's also, I've got plenty of line infantry that needs painting as well. But for now, that's it. But rather than being a total end, it's a pause. There are plenty of other projects to be getting on with. But yes, I've really enjoyed painting these. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite period. And I shall be letting you guys know how I get on with the games I'll be having. Meanwhile, if anybody's got an idea about the manufacturer of the models I was alluding to, particularly these three units here and that cavalry, I'd be interested to know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and sometime in the future there'll be more for this project coming up. Thanks.